I kid you not, today we're spilling all of the tea. All of it. All of the tea. Hey y'all, it's LiHa and welcome back to my channel. So, last week I released the music video for Ocean Rhythms and it's available to stream on Spotify and Apple Music and iTunes and wherever the heck else you stream music. So all the links will be in the description below and I will link the music video in whichever corner because I always forget which corner. So, in today's video, we're just gonna go a little behind the scenes of all of the music stuff, all the filming stuff. Let me tell you, I worked my butt off to get this to y'all. So, without further ado, let's get into it! Okay, so just to start off, I know the video literally just started, but if you look really closely, I actually have my phone leaned against a pillow and I actually had just woken up when I was filming this. Just to be quirky, I guess, so. Ocean rhythms take me. I hate listening to my own voice. I've had to listen to this enough times already while mixing, so apologies if I'm cringing. By the earth feels so cold. So all of the scenes that were filmed against this wall, I did a whole ton of filtering for it. I filmed all of this like lip syncing parts in like 15 minutes. So I feel like that's a whole new world record for me with filming. It's kind of crazy. I say lip syncing, but in reality, I actually sang along to the song like around like 5 times and filmed myself and just did a bunch of editing. I was actually really annoyed with myself because the day I was filming, my voice was kind of feeling at its peak, and so I actually ended up sounding better while I was recording for the video than I did when I was recording for the actual song. It's never gonna end. So that like really fun like metronome type sound, the one that's like that was actually a wooden block sound. It was a sample that was available on Ableton already. It was already downloaded on the system when I bought it. So the main manipulations that I made to that wood block sound was that I made it like extra reverby so that like it sounded a lot more like a metronome. The reason why I decided to keep that in as opposed to like putting in like a regular drum, I don't know, I just kind of got attached to the whole metronome thing that was like going on in the background while I was recording. So I just decided that I would keep that in. It felt a little more like organic. I'm up onto shore again. Oh, and before we keep going, so the beginning introduction part, the one that really doesn't have that much of a meter to it, so that part I actually came up with it while I was in the shower. So I came up with that in the shower and I was like, this melody is kind of nice. I'm gonna like record this into my phone. So the recording into my phone, you hear like the shower in the background and I'm just here like humming in my bathroom. So that's great and all. The little part at the intro, you notice that it's a lot sadder than the rest of the song. And the original plan was to keep it like in that really sad space and like be like, oh, it's never gonna end. The ocean, it's drowning me. And then, I don't know, something happened and I decided, what if I don't? I found the cure to depression, y'all. I kid. But it was a lot of fun trying to mess around with a lot of the chords and melodies and just taking it from like that really sad place to a lot happier place. So, yeah. They're coming at me. I'm struggling to breathe. So I'm not gonna lie, this part, I was not that happy with the vocals I recorded, and no matter how much I was re-recording it, I felt like there was something missing until I added in that extra filter of like something literally drowning me / being in some kind of like weird headspace, and that ended up feeling like the most natural course for me when I was mixing this. So yeah. Our heads are rising slowly and on my feet. Get it? Slowly on my feet. And then I'm walking on my feet. Puns. Ocean rip. I'm one with all the riptides and taken for a joyride. I'm alive. Ocean rhythms guide me. Ooh, so these parts of the video. So this was one of the few things that I myself didn't record, and I'm not talking about my legs. Those are 100% my legs. But the footage that's playing in the background of my legs is actually stock footage that I found online, and I will put it in the description. It's also in the description of the original music video, so check it out. So this was like this really cool effect that I had learned in one of my classes, where you can basically map different light values, and then you can just kind of alter the video that your computer takes in and project images onto it. So naturally, I decided, let's put the ocean on my legs. Basically, this is the first time I've ever used a jacuzzi my entire life. And I was super excited, and I just wanted to record the way the water was moving, because I don't know, there was this feeling of like how it made the water calmed me down physically, and so kind of translating that into the video felt like a really natural course to take. I absolutely freaking love this shot. It feels super aesthetic. Not the specific place where I stopped, this is kind of ugly, but there was something about the way the light just kind of just struck across my face and basically made it blank out and just kind of turned the entire scene into this like euphoria type state. It was just really, really striking to me, and so I just had to put this in. These scenes, all the cliff stuff, this is happening at, what was the name of it? It's happening at Acadia National Park. It's in Maine. Most of the video is actually shot while I was vacationing in Maine. I was there with my family in like this like private cabin for a few days. It was really nice and relaxing, so whew. That does also mean that actually most of the video wasn't filmed by the ocean. This specific shot was by the ocean, but there are a lot of scenes that are actually happening by a lake, and I feel like a fraud. Lake rhythms carry me by the hand. Okay, so this part of the video was a lot of fun to shoot. I basically grabbed my sister and my cousin and was just like, what if we just put our feet in the water and made monkey noises? I don't know why monkey noises, it just became like a very common thread along like this entire trip. We basically spent the majority of our 5 days in Maine just making monkey noises, and so it just felt really natural to me to capture that as a part of the video. I know Ocean Rhythms is this deep sentimental song, but y'all know me. Y'all really know me. I can't help myself. Okay, so this part when the strings come in is honest to God my favorite part of the song. I actually really love this instrumental section so much, but when those strings come in especially, it just kind of feels like the entire song like swoops up. And I'll show y'all later in like the Ableton files, but it's... Okay, this part, right? So, I know y'all look at this and you're like, oh, that's such a cute part, she's just smiling at the camera. So, it's super cute, mostly because I muted the audio. So this is one of the few parts where I myself wasn't filming. I actually asked my Ammo to film for me, so she used my phone, just kind of walked up to me while I was staring up this cliff, all somber and sad. And me smiling there is actually a really awkward smile. I basically turned to her and told her to turn off the camera in Bengali. I kind of feel ashamed that I kept this in the video, but I also don't. By the way, perfect screenshot right there, just like capture that. this scene. I love it so much. So basically this was happening the first night we got to Maine, and we were there just in time for the sunsets. And this is the lake that was right next to the cabin, and I feel like my life came together so perfectly when I got this shot. Everything about it just, it's so calm and I freaking love it so much. Okay, but this is something that I didn't notice while I was recording the vocals, but I noticed it later and was just like, go off, sis. So on the word storms, it's like storms, that accidental vibrato there, that was accidental. I definitely didn't mean it, but it sounded really nice and I like it. I'll be free. So this clip of like the whole like shadow being stretched across the deck, I'm waving hi there and my dad went fishing. So cameo by my dad too. This part is absolutely ridiculous. So my mom was watching this and she was like, why'd you film yourself sleeping? So one, that was fake sleeping. Obviously, I mean, I'm gonna be transparent about this. Like, obviously, I'm not actually sleeping. But the other thing about this is that no one is filming me for me. I had to film myself because my sister was also asleep. So I basically was like kind of like sitting like this, sort of leaned against the window, and I had like my phone like on my knees, and then I was just like pretending to fall asleep and like having to make sure that the phone stayed balanced on my legs. So this was a whole balancing act and I would like some appreciation for it. Thank you. I'm kidding. Wow! Okay, so now that we've spilled all the tea for the music video, let's just jump right into the instrumental track and go into the process of making. Alright, so here is the Ableton project, guys. Isn't that awesome? So the beginning here, I actually started out with a lot of ocean rhythms, naturally. Well, ocean waves, at least. That wasn't white noise, that wasn't super random, weird noises there. And that certainly was not me using bad recordings. No worries. This was very much like, so this melody part, the ocean rhythms take me, that part was very just kind of off meter. When I was producing this, I basically just like made sure to mark where I would end. We go straight into like this whole like this like really pretty like soft piano thing that's going on. It just goes like doo, 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 the whole time. And we have the metro beat going on where I doubled the clave block type sound for the first beat of each measure, and then each subsequent beat was just the one block. And so going into the chord progression a little bit, I feel like this chord progression was super fun for me. So what I wrote was, let's hope I don't get this wrong. So I go from D minor and I just kind of alternate that with C major chords, and then we go right into B flat major, and then C major, and then we basically end up going into F major. So originally I recorded the vocal guide track as this guitar track. I know the general practice is to usually keep your vocal guide tracks like these really basic instruments, but I really felt like this was carrying a lot of the vibe of the song, and just kind of, I wanted to translate that kind of energy into my voice. So I decided to record it with guitar. Not a real guitar, a digital guitar. And so I deleted most of the guide track when after I was done recording the vocals, but I felt like towards the beginning, having the guitar there really like kind of grounded the whole sound, so I decided to keep that there. So we have some alterations that occur with like the metronome beat, but in general, it's around the same. So this synth right here, I feel like makes the entire song. So it's this one. So this synth shows up all throughout the entire song, and I feel like it really just kind of pulls together the whole like hopeful vibe. So going into this instrumental section, I decided to move into a different synth, which kind of sounds like this. You get a bunch of that. So this synth, I have it extremely sidechained, so it kind of falls back into the mix, but it's still very much there and just kind of gliding between the notes, which I really enjoyed. And then once we bring together the other synth and then we bring in the strings, oh, best part of the song for sure. So there was a certain point when I was recording this when I considered keeping the drum beat mainly to this right here, and it goes like this. So originally when I was writing the song, the metronome was just kind of a placeholder, and the idea was that I was going to use that drum beat instead of the metronome. And then I realized that changing the drum beats themselves kind of helped escalate this song, especially because like it's not very much of like a type sound. Like the chords are very mellow, the notes are very mellow, so I figured that changing up the drum beat would add up a lot of energy, and so I decided to gradually move from the metronome into this drum beat. A lot of reverb on this track, and I mean that's kind of a given, seeing as like we're creating that kind of ambiance effect, ambience. We're setting the mood. Yeah. We're setting this ocean type mood, and so I really wanted to put in a lot of reverb, but not so much to the point where it's clouding everything. So my strategies for reverb are usually just kind of taking a reverb type instrument and like keeping the dry wet ratio very, very low so that the reverb is still there. And I set the size really high so that like the presence of the reverb is very much felt, but it's not muddling up the entire track. And I generally stick to like these things for like a lot of the tracks so that the reverb just kind of blends together really nicely, but I do like tweak up a lot of the settings to adjust for instruments and all the settings and stuff. So that is about it for the breakdown of all of the ocean rhythms. So that was it for all of the behind the scenes, all of the talking, ranting about the song. We're all good. So if you liked this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel because I'm hoping to release more music soon. If you really liked ocean rhythms, make sure to stream it on my channel. It was a video I posted last week. Also follow me on my social media accounts. I do a bunch of kind of random covers and just spill random thoughts in my head, so it'll be somewhere on the screen. Be sure to stream Ocean Rhythms. It's available on most music platforms, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!